Hi. Back to Chichester Harbour. My seat's just gone down. Back to Chichester Harbour for this one. As you can see, it looks quite nondescript. We have this tree here, very nice. But we've got a bit of a balance with the buildings at Chidham there. I believe that's Chidham. Looking across one of the waterways, and this is walking around to Bosham. It's something like that. The sea is that way, and we walked all around this coastal area, these salt marshes. But I want to do something like that and change the sky a bit to a stormy sky. We didn't have any rain that day, it was just overcast with these lovely large clouds. It's more interesting than just a plain blue sky. So that's what I'm going to have a go at. I'll take you up to my board where my painting is going to be. Oh, I remembered, quite often forget to do this. Right, that's as big as we need. Okay, so I'll put this to one side. I won't do an exact copy. What I've done, I've got a bit of watercolour paper. That's the Canson, £140 cold pressed. I got it in America. I've put a coat of with PVA glue, very dilute PVA glue. Here it is from Wickes, one of our big superstores, DIY trade building stuff. Patching plaster, smooth finish. Just, I suppose it's similar to polyfiller really. That's got a trade name. I don't know what it's made of. But anyway, I've just used it to thicken up the paper a bit and make a bit of a tooth, and we'll see what happens to it. Right, okay, so I'm going to paint the background first. Now I do need some other brushes. I think these are wearing out a bit now. I'll use that one. And I'm going to use some paper towel rather than cloth and stuff. I'll probably resort to cloth, but you need to have a lot of each. So my colours are titanium white, not a colour, vermilion, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt sienna, which will be there when I get it out, black, phthalo cyanine green, phthalo green, mid yellow and lemon yellow and raw yellow ochre. I don't know if any of you saw Fake or Fortune last night with Philip Mould and Fiona Bruce. Somebody paid £100,000 for a dodgy Chagall, and that's what it turned out to be. All because it was found under this spectrum microscope that can say what pigment he used or an artist uses when it was invented. And these synthetic colours, these phthalos, this one, or the phthalo blue, wasn't made until the 1930s, somewhere in the 1930s. But the painting was reputed to be around about 1910. So Chagall couldn't have painted it. And the Chagall Society in France, including members of his family, have ordered the painting to be destroyed. Which seems rather a shame, because it doesn't make it less a painting, does it? Just because it's not actually by Chagall. But then it was probably worth next to nothing. But anyway, it was a great programme. So if you're going to start faking me, make sure you use modern paints. Don't use any old ones, because it won't be by me. Right, okay, so I'm going to mix up some burnt sienna. Where's the burnt sienna? Burnt sienna. I'll use that burnt sienna. I've got to use it up. The colours of these paints do vary from manufacturer to manufacturer. That's made a right old mess. Plastic. It goes plastic when it's dry. So that's what it's. The binder is plastic PVA. But now I've got to be careful don't get out of everything. It's all over my hands now. Well, it's Monday morning, isn't it? Been blackberrying before the rain with my mate. Okay, so let's put in a bit of burnt sienna, bit of black, bit of mid yellow. I like black, so we're fairly low horizon, so bit more warm than that, I think. Bit of phthalo green in there, bit of red. Okay, we're going to go over all this. So that's our horizon. I took it with a fairly high horizon. It comes down to there and over to there. Probably a bit over too far, but never mind. As you know, I never copy slavishly, can't. And then we've got a background, and we'll put that in blue for a moment. Some higher trees over here. We've got some buildings as well. I'm not using any medium. Straight in over this rough surface. Bit of this one, or a bit of that red in there. A bit darker. So we can superimpose some buildings against the darker background. Oh, we loved this area, Chichester. It's just, I love flat landscape, like Norfolk, it's just gorgeous. But you have to make it interesting. Now I'm going uphill there. So try to get your horizons horizontal. But that's all right, I'll put the water in over there. Very interesting. Right, that's okay. Let's put in some water there. Light blue, very, very, very light blue. And then as we're working, we'll work out what sort of sky we're going to put in there. Right, just a touch of blue. And this way we'll straighten up the horizon. And there's a lot of sky reflected in here. We'll change this. It's just a reminder. Confirm the salt marshes. This all fills with water at high tide. But it's lovely to see it like this with all the marsh uncovered. Another bit round here. Right, okay. So we'll use the larger brush and go back and put some sky in now, and we'll work it down to this. Bring your sky over your trees background, and then your background over your sky, and keep working like that to give some impact. Right, okay. Let's put a bit of a bluey grey background in there, a bit of light red. So my white is a bit liquid at the moment because it's been soaking up moisture from under the membrane from the stay wet palette. It's a Masterson stay wet palette. Somebody asked me if I've done a video on how I mix the paints. Well, no, the answer is no. I haven't really. I've only got me, and you need two people to do something like that, to aim the camera and pan in. And so you'll just have to learn the way I did by doing it. I didn't have loads of videos to copy from or work from. I learned the hard way. So let's just get some nice warm in there. Bit of red, bit of ochre, pink. Now somebody said I'm frantic, but I'm trying to work fast. I want to try to do this in one session, even if it takes a bit of an hour. I'm mixing light red with ultramarine for my clouds, but I haven't decided how I'm going to do them. I'm just making this up. You can use burnt umber, a nice angry, windy sky coming off the land, going that way. Ooh. Go back to some light, a bit of red, a bit of yellow, or a bit of ochre. Because this all dries quick, you can work on with it. Yeah, just put the undercoat on. Get some. It's lovely and warm, I have to say that. It's we get a bit of sun and then it sort of vanishes, but it's lovely and warm. Remember, make your skies or your clouds of silver, not of red. Now, something's going on there. Bit of a red horizon there. Just get some paint on. You can hear that gesso, can't you? Listen. Right, I'll put that in there while I have a swig of tea. I've still got uphill there. I'm going to take the horizon up a bit. Squeeze out some more white. Buy the largest pot of white paint that you can afford. That's Winsor & Newton and Galleria. I think I've paid about £18–19 for that. That's a lot, but it lasts a long time. And considering I do a lot of paintings, I hope you don't mind me doing these acrylics, but I did a watercolour on Saturday, and I made a note on it that the main building, to the right of the church, the roof lines weren't parallel. And it's because I guessed it, because I'd done an acrylic painting of it further round, and the roof was a strange shape, but I fathomed it out, but it didn't show up on the second photograph. So I guessed it and it went wrong, and I noticed that something was wrong with it, but I didn't really twig. But I repainted a little bit of it. So I'll show you that. Let's just get, it's too grey, too white. We want colour in our lights. So it can still use a lot of white, but you don't want pure white. You don't want to show as white. You want to show as, look, there's a nice warm light. So this is a bit of cloud now. Let's get this in. Look, just, ooh. Have a cloud under a cloud there. A bit more blue in there. You can use burnt umber for this, mix with your blue if you wish. Nice and dark, yeah. This one's over that one. And a bit of white in there. Nice and angry, threatening. And the blue, add more blue to the red to make it dark. You can always stumble over that with other colours just to lessen that impact. Just keep working till you've got something going. Oh, I'll just come back over there. I'll show you what I'm mixing up here. Look, that's the grey sky. That's too red, so I'm just going to tone that down again with a bit of more white and a bit of the grey. We put bits of blue in here as well, just to show a bit of the sky shining through. Yay. Painted it out, so I'm still working out which way to go. I'll work at this until I think it's remotely realistic. Fainter as you get further down in the way. And then we get a bit of warm grey over there. Here, I don't want to repeat there what I've got here, so if I make that figure there, we might get somewhere. Seagoes are one for great dramatic skies, big skies over Norfolk. Alright, now we can put some light back over that in a minute. If you use oil, you can always use an alkyd resin white, which mixes with everything, and that over the course of hours will dry. You can do the sky, part of the sky, go onto landscape. By the time you get back to the sky, it's tacky and will take more paint. It's pretty good stuff. And I just use student quality oils, but the Griffin alkyd resin, Winsor & Newton. It comes in a 200ml tube, which is very, very economical way to buy it. And it mixes with all the other colours and it helps them all dry. Burnt umber is a very fast drying paint in any pigment, in any manufacturer's list. For some reason black dries quite quickly, or my blacks do. So use any yellows, just modelling. Soften. A bit of red on there. No, not very realistic, was it? Make it a greyish sort of red. Still quite cumulus. That's coming on. Trying not to ruin it. Let's just get that a little bit darker in there. Right across the sky behind the trees. Oops. Just some other colours in there. Now, light red is an extremely strong colour. But when you mix it with a bit of white and a bit of yellow, it goes pink. And there's a lovely warm sort of light in the clouds. Let's just have a little break in the proceedings there. There's a little bit of monotonous. What should be looking? No, not too bad. A bit more shadow back in there now. More blue. Overhead. Oh dear, oh dear. Supposed to pull this tight. It's a bit bouncy. Right, let's go back with the background now and that horizon. Maybe this was a bit more ready now. It'd be better blue, wouldn't it? Or grey. Right, now those trees. More towel. Swig of tea. Alright, back in with my green. So Persienna, lemon yellow, bit of black. Right, okay. So black, Persienna, mid yellow. Vary these shapes. And some harder trees over here. And good dark, shadowy. That goes up behind there, and that goes in there. So once you put your darks in, you can counter change your lights over them. And we've got plenty of light in there, but you sometimes have to look for it. We've got a nice colour in there. Now the dark. Just a bit in here. Right, we could put some lights back in there. don't be frightened to use black. You don't have to make everything black. It's just to modify other colours. Right, now we want to do this background. I'm going to use a smaller brush for that. All my brushes are worn out. But they are tools. So, bit of ultramarine. And then I'll straighten it up with the water. Because this is the distant shore. I know it's obvious, but now we're going uphill there, so I don't want to. I'm going to be careful there. Does it look? Now, if I sold a demonstration painting, with a demonstration I did years ago, and I was painting a Thames barge off of the east coast, Essex, and up the sea. It was quite a good picture, but because I was demonstrating, I couldn't demonstrate in front of the picture. I had to stand to one side, and somebody I bought it and asked me if I'd straighten up the horizon. I said, no, you're the artist, I've done this as a demonstration. You have to take it home and do that. I just got it framed for 50 quid, I thought that was a bit cheap. Anyway. Now I'll put the sky back over that. It'll have a bit more of an impact. Let's just take that up a bit there. We're going into Chidham. I think that's where it is. It's in that area anyway. But there are no churches, so Bosham is behind here. Right, okay, now let's use that grey, catching the light blue, very light blue. Too dark. It's more a grey. Sort of. By the time I put my that kind of was a bit white. That's better. That's the lovely thing about acrylic, that you can change very quickly. I do prefer it to doing watercolours, although the watercolours are very quick. I love watercolours, but this gives me more of an expression of the way I really want to go at the moment. I will do more watercolours, and I know I've built my channel on watercolours, but there's more to art than just watercolours. I hope you don't mind me saying that, but it's all painting, isn't it? See, when you paint down to your landscape, it has more of an effect, more of an impressionist feel about it. Just gently dragging down over there. I'll put some foliage back, but it's just a lost and found all the time. You can always tell when an artist has done it that way. It looks very obvious and it has a better impact. Right, bit in there. By the time I gently scumble back over the greens, they won't look quite so obvious. Look at these shapes in here a bit better. Just lighter greens in there. Bit of ochre with the yellow. Let's have a look. And all the time you're building up an impasto or surface on the painting. There's a nice bit of light coming in here, so I'll mix up a bit of white, a bit of my lighter colours. It disappears behind that edge there. Right, I'll put some darks. I'll do that now. While I'm at it. Just black and yellow, burnt sienna. For the dark greens in the shadows. How does that look? Yeah, that looks okay. Okay, now we're going to go and do the this foreground. That's a real drop of tea left. Lovely being out on the bike this morning. Nice and mild. Apart from a couple of guys in a big white van cut me up and coming down the main road. As they do, try to speed you to a turn. Right, here we go. Bit of phthalo, bit of red, bit of ochre, bit of white. Let's see what that turns out like. Now that comes down here. I'll just get that colour. So I've mixed yellow ochre, mid-yellow, a bit of red and a bit of phthalo. I'll put my lights back in this, so it needs to be a bit darker than that, I think. So well, vary these. You see where I'm fighting with the gesso, but it's lovely. I'm not using any medium to thin it down. Just straight in. It's always a challenge doing large areas of marshland, grasses. There's so much of it, but you have to try to make it all look a bit different. Now, the bits here, there's lots of water in here. So let's get that bit darker, a bit more ochre-y, a bit of white. The bristles, there's hardly any left in them really. I'll model it in a minute. I'll put in the shadow areas. the dark green. And a bit of black. And this is the shadow. Probably the other brush would be better. It's sharper edge. Need more pigment. So I want nice and thick now. You do is just paint what you see. If it's dark, paint it dark. If it's light, paint it light. Don't try to name things. Just take some of that harshness of that black out of that. And then I've got it all along here. There's some fun putting the lights back, putting the water back. So you need your darks on there. So that you can counter change. So there's sort of a channel coming around there. So there's some nice light water in there. I'm not painting this accurately, I'm just approximating. I've never really drew it out first. I don't really like to draw buildings maybe, but landscapes straight in. Make a painting, not a photograph. People want photographs or paintings that look like photographs. Better take a picture of a photograph. That comes over there. Now I want to put that dark green back on that under that tree. Because that's all shadow. Right, this brush, and we'll put some lights back now. So it's the grey, sort of a nondescript sort of grey. Take a little bit of care, not too much. These are just the puddles on the left at low tide. That channel goes all the way through there. Plenty of pigment. See, I hold the brush, more hit and miss. More free, you've painted with your shoulder rather than your wrist. Don't always paint like that. Right, let's get that round here. Just coming down there. then we can do some fine tweaking at the end. Putting the banks over where the water is, above the water. Bit of modelling, so there's loads of that wall. We want to get a nice grey along there. Okay, right, clean that off and get in with the dark bank colour. Right, so we've got all around here, a bit there. And I'll put some grass, lighter grass back as well. Coming around here. Although I'm using a lot of black, I'm mixing it with the greens. But above the water you've got this little shadow. Okay. Put some more of the sea colour, or the sky colour, in here. We're getting close to the coast, or the low water mark anyway. Great painter saltmarsh was Edward Besson. No, that looks nothing like the photograph now. But I didn't want it to look like a photograph. I wanted that to... So now I want to put some different greens in there now. I've nearly finished as far as I'm going to take this anyway. We've got a few pebbles and rocks and things. Oh, I know, while I think of it, let's put these buildings in. Bit of a red roof. They're nothing really. Just so far away that they just add just a little bit of interest. Not a lot, but okay. Not much more there. And we've always put a little sail. Right, just a bit more of this ochre green, I think. To show it's just a little bit of different colour. Just to break it up. Otherwise it's all a bit too flat. So we don't want it looking with flat colours all over the place. I am enjoying doing this. I just hope you are and it works. Right, now we want some pebbles. So just a bit of grey stuff, pebbles. random. Right, any more than that I'm going to muck it up. Maybe I can see, looking at the photograph, there's some bit more light green just showing, so I'll put that in. Just catching the light coming from between these trees here. Put there. Right, no detail in there. In the tree. Oh, yes I will. I'll just put some branches coming up to the top there, a bit of water. Need a lot of water for that to register, or to actually show. I think I'll sign it in black. So another thing, this Chagall painting, it just wasn't quite right, and there's an famous American forger, I can't remember his name now, that had done hundreds, and he just showed how to do the signature, but he said it wasn't one of his forgeries, because it was a very little tiny painting of a modernist nude. But the colours were really lovely. So we can have some birds, can't we? Little tiny birds just struggling against the wind. Right, put it in a mount. And we'll have a little look. I think the yellowy, the ivory mount would be quite good for this. Let's just bring it down there, get the horizon horizontal. Could be quite a lonely place here. It's beautiful foreground, very peaceful. Right. Alright, there we are. It's my impression of looking towards Boston Key from Chidham. It's the sort of thing I like. It's sketchy. This is what I like in my landscape that I'm struggling to achieve. All right, let's bring you into it. I will show you. Oops, around. Come down to the marsh. It was quite simple. You can embellish it as much as you like and put bits of twig and stuff sticking up, but I think the loneliness, if you put too much in, it defeats it makes it too complicated for an impression. Anything else you want to know about that? Well, if there is, leave your comments on my channel and I'll get back to you. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.